and welcome to Joy News Desk. Coming up, 4 people dead in renewed chieftaincy clashes at Boco in the Upper East region. Also, College of Education Teachers Association of Ghana calls off strike. And also in this bulletin, rider of the motorbike involved in Thursday's explosion at Asutifi refutes claim he caused the incident. Details of these stories, including business and sports news, in the 60-minute bulletin. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 144. This is the home of independent, fearless, credible, and impactful journalism. My name is Mapitso Sibidi. Thank you for choosing us. In our first story, at least 4 people have been killed in renewed chieftaincy clashes at Boco in the Upper East region. Reports indicate that one of the deceased is a policewoman who was on a visit in the area. Upper East Regional Police are yet to make an official statement on the new clashes, but the Regional Security Council have banned the riding of motorcycles within Boco and its environs with immediate effect following the clashes which began Sunday afternoon. Upper East correspondent Albert Sorry joins me live for more on this. Albert, give us a detailed report about how this started. All right, seems like we have lost Albert. Sorry there. But let's go to the Western region, where rider of the motorbike involved in Thursday's explosion at Asutifi in that region says, contrary to claims that he collided with the vehicle carrying the explosives, he was at the hospital getting ready to receive treatment when the explosion happened. The rider, who is brought to the community to be interrogated by the Criminal Investigations Department, says he is traumatized knowing that his motorbike caused the death of many and also destroyed an entire village. Maxwell Agwagba has the rest of the story.
Friends of the motorbike rider hold his hand as he walks towards personnel of the Criminal Investigations Department who are seated waiting to interrogate him on what he knows about the crash which led to the explosion. The rider limping with his legs and arms bandaged. There are bruises visible on his left hand. He was later taken to the crash site and other details taken. Philip Mensah says, contrary to claims that he collided with a vehicle carrying explosives, he did not. The tricycle crossed the vehicle in front of me. The driver applied his brakes. I also did the same. Then another vehicle hit me from the back. I fell on the road and my motorbike also kept moving. I did not see the car that hit me from the rear because it was behind me. That was the point people rushed me to the hospital, he said. About 30 minutes later, as the medical team prepared to treat my wounds, we heard the explosion. All the nurses fled the hospital because they said there was fire. Later, they realized the facility wouldn't be affected. So I was not at the scene when the explosion happened. You can ask the nurses and the doctors on duty. I have no idea when the vehicle carrying the explosives crashed into my motorbike because I was rushed to the hospital in a taxi. It was another vehicle, not the vehicle carrying the explosives, he said with tears forming in his eyes.
Explosive car no machine. I don't know me nim time a car na the baby share me moto because me no the top from na die in bia na boys ni free habaya. Mo dem beto taxi ni de me call. But what am I saying? Aha.
The car from the ball, any explosive car.
Philip Mensah says it has to know that his motorbike caused the explosion.
Me feel bad pa. If you say me nimpa. Na you ask so yen hina ye nuanom.
I feel very bad. I'm human. We are all humans with different parents. Whether my family members are part of the dead or not, it hurts my soul. There's so much pain in my heart. People have varying accounts of what happened. Some are even saying I collided with a vehicle carrying explosives. Only God knows the true story, because I was not here.
That's all.
Meanwhile, the municipal chief executive of Prestia Huni Valley, Isaac Dasmani, says there are plans to reconstruct the community that was devastated by the explosion.
Today, CEO of also Ghana Gas also came today and then offered a check of our 2 million Ghana cedis to us. We are planning for a MUSEC meeting, hopefully tomorrow, Monday, that we inaugurate a committee of members of our 11 or 12. So that we'll be foreseeing the disbursement of some of the relief items and then how we are going to cater for the displaced in the course of the year. So for now, we are proposing some clergy, some pastors, about 5 people from the community, including 2 females, and then my good self, and then some other security agencies that we feel is appropriate, so that we manage the resources that we are getting, and at the end of the day, to the benefit of the people of Apiati. Then when it comes to the reconstruction, a lot of companies have come in, and then State Housing has been here, some other agencies have been here, and people go, Ghana Chamber of Mines, they've also offered building materials of $50,000. So all these materials are in here, and then some people, you can see that some people are even bringing some containers that we can keep some of the items in. Yes, and then we have some people who have also started donating some boards, the wood that we can also use for reconstruction and all of that. So the support has been massive. Now we are only waiting for EPA to clear us that the place is appropriate for us to start, rebuilding. So if as soon as they give us the green light, we'll get those out to clear off the site and remove all the debris, and then we'll deposit them somewhere. Then probably we'll start thinking about, we know now the time is going to be properly planned. We may need an extension. So we are thinking about some other areas that very close that we can, extend the building to some of the place. Because of course, when you are building, you can't build like the way they have built their houses. We need to make sure that we do proper planning, and then so that they can have a good facility to stay in.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Psychiatric Association says residents of Apiati are likely to suffer a myriad of psychological challenges if assessment of affected persons delays. Speaking on the AM show, President of the Psychiatric Association of Ghana, Dr. Ruth Owusu-Entry, said residents are likely to resort to unhealthy coping strategies that can be suicidal.
People can develop what we call obsessive-compulsive disorder. People can develop somatization disorders. Somatization disorder is a big word, but what it means is that people begin to now experience bodily symptoms for no apparent medical reason. So you are having headaches, you are having burning sensation under your feet, there are tingling sensations all over your body, there is pain in the knee, pain here and there. You have done a battery of labs, and you are medically fit, but these symptoms are persistent. So when these things happen, then the person is going through somatization disorder, and it's very common in men. And then again, people are likely to resort to substance misuse, because out of the anxiety, they resort to non-healthy means of coping or non-healthy coping mechanisms. Some people may resort to drinking away their worries, their fears, and eventually land into substance dependence, especially alcohol. And then again, very worrying again, is the high correlation of some of these traumatic experiences and occurrences and suicidality. Many people, especially the men, who think that their whole fortune has been have been ruined or have been shut down by this explosion, would decide that it's not worth living. All that they have lived for and fought for has been crushed in one explosion, would decide that it's not worth living again. And suicide is another risk that we should quickly look out for and intervene. So I think we have been slow, but this is just about a week to the incident, and I think that Psychiatric Association of Ghana is coming in a bit early to averse an otherwise extremely delay of that intervention. And so I think that we have been a bit slow, but this time around it has been relatively faster compared to other disasters that have happened.
Let's cross over to my colleague Maxwell Agbaba for the latest. Maxwell, what can you tell us?
Well, now we are here at the St. Michael's Catholic Church.
We are here at the St. Michael's Catholic Church, and this building is serving as a shelter for the about 300 people who were displaced. In fact, the men have been separated from the women and children here. So the men are at a location known as the Golden Hotel Annex, and that is where they are. But what is happening right now, this queue is for breakfast, and they're serving them beverage, and then you can see some bread, there. So they are lining up, and then they'll take the breakfast. Later in the afternoon also, they'll be served lunch, and then later in the evening, they get dinner as well. That has been the routine, here at the St. Michael's Catholic Church. But what is likely to happen later in the day, we are told, the relocation of the displaced persons. Many of them have had cause to raise concerns about the St. Michael's Catholic Church. And in fact, the MC tells me that we want to move them to a more spacious and a bigger, accommodation to accommodate, the numbers. So later in the day, that is expected to happen. We are also told that later in the day, there will be a MUSEC meeting, a Municipal Security Council meeting, and that meeting is supposed to form a committee. At that meeting, they will form a committee, and that committee will be in charge of the various funds and donations that they've been receiving so far. Talk about donations. A lot of that has been pouring in for the affected persons, and you can see this Kia truck with these donations are coming through, and then we have the NADMO, the deputy NADMO director for the municipality is actually here receiving them. Let me see if I can get him to speak to us briefly. So you're welcome to join.
Thank you.
Great. What's the name?
I'm Louis Afo,
deputy
NADMO director.
Tell me about the donations pouring in for the people. Do you have enough?
Oh, we have enough. We have enough.
But in this situation, you still need more.
We need more. Oliver Twist said we need more. Even as I'm speaking, Nana and his mom from Odumase are here to present what they have for these victims, and it's a whole lot. This is a full unsold cloth. They say it's almost 82, which we are going to receive. Then see those who are in need, then we give it to them. We have received a lot of items.
What else? So for those watching who would want to come to your aid, what are your immediate needs?
Oh, our immediate needs are very much, because as human, you always need something, especially the women's. We have pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and the kids too. So we need a whole lot, but people are bringing, and we appreciate that. Especially Go First Ghana Limited brought us tents that can accommodate almost 10 in a room. Red Cross also did the same. Ghana Gas was here yesterday. I learned now, as I'm speaking, something too has come from Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed's camp, which is very much.
So we saw that on social media yesterday.
Yes.
So I want to know, your immediate needs are what? Basically what?
Basically, we need things like food, cooked food, because we don't have enough space to cook the items they are bringing. I'm not saying they should stop bringing them, they should bring, but almost 3 days ago, the people around were bringing cooked food, so as at this morning, you see them eating, but now it's not coming as regular. So we are hoping people will hear us and bring more cooked food, because they are in need, and we should, the entire nation should pray for appear to people because it's a whole lot.
Okay.
It's a whole lot.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Great. So another thing that is happening here, aside from the donations that they're receiving here, is also medical screening. So for many people who were injured in that explosion, there's a team here, which is quite good, because now they do not have to board vehicles to go to the hospital to have their wounds dressed. There's a team here that is doing that for them. And you can see many of them are seated in plastic chairs waiting for their turn to have their wounds dressed and then also assessed. There's also a psychological team that's providing psychological support for the people also here. I'll be speaking to the team lead shortly. Opinion, Etisan? And you've been person, I didn't see you and now been one.
Okay, now I'm buying her there. Now, this time, I'm a dear name, the name Mua. Name Mua to me, a brasty to me, a Ebekami. My mama saw opera, Anna, my son, Anna, I feel so handsome.
Oh, what do you mean?
My hand inside, and so a prayer.
Well, he said he was not standing very close to the explosion site, but he says that he sustained some injuries. You can see his forehead. He says he has bruises also on his chest and then other parts of his body. Let's move closer. So it's not just the adults who are injured. It's heartbreaking, especially to see women and children who also sustained injuries. Look at this little baby. You can still see her bruises, and she's crying. Pacha, no to say. Oh.
The Bacuna woman there offering. Oh,
it's in here for me. Well, like I said, not quite, very heartbreaking, here, Maps. So this child you're seeing here, told that her sister died as a result of the explosion. We're told that they were in a room together when their building collapsed and then the rubble fell on the sister. Her sister died, but she survived. And you can see the bruises on her face. Earlier, before we got closer to her, she was crying. It's Oba and answer one another. What's sister name? Okay. So that's the sister's daughter. Oh. Minsu, why? Why? Minsu. Well, there's another child here who is also, whose wounds are being dressed here by the team, also sustained a lot of injuries. Mommy in Pacha Frost.
Pacha from your nurse.
Obano, Ebano Seno, no surprise. Again,
oh, me call a Juma. Nam the Nija. Me call a Juma. Tim Namin, Namin Nifi. Tiana, school man, it is a I be at to be just a kind of tiser. Timmy buy and dimly come by and son, I hold on either. Ashwa, to say no one in an hour, Mamma. Tinimia penny back, no, on a new fee. To acquire no, not I didn't choose or official winner on a name Johnny. Now, in chance to dino, a big tushin has said a Johnny be she named him.
A done the Drigulis.
But
a done the Drigulis.
A done the
Janice. The mother of this child here, who also has a lot of bruises and cuts on the head, on parts of her body, her stomach, she says she went out. She actually went to town to find, some money for the family, and then when she came back, she saw this. You're told that this little girl was actually in a room, but the fire that followed the explosion is what has caused the bruises on her head, part of her head, and then part of her bodies. Really sad scenes here. Let me speak to this woman who is also coming to have a wound dressed here. But so, what happened to you?
Na dane buya na mo esro ko so asro. Na mo ko so asro en fon asro.
Na wo esro no. And again to see it. Oh. Nti edan na jigu so ana so de.
Edan bi no come.
Edan no. Oh. Sorry, why? Wow. So he suffered burns as a result of the fire that followed the explosion. And
some sad scenes from the western region there after that explosion. But let me take you back to our first story, where at least 4 people have been killed in renewed chieftaincy clashes at Boco in the Upper East region. Reports indicate that one of the deceased is a policewoman who was on a visit in the area. Upper East correspondent Albert joins me live for more on this. Now, Albert, can you please give us a detailed report about how this started? Hi, Albert, if you can hear me, can you please give us a detailed report about how this started?
Okay, so what we understand is that yesterday afternoon at about 3 p.m., there were renewed clashes in Boco because of the long-standing chieftaincy dispute in the area. Remember, the town has been under curfew for some time now because of the recent tension in the area. So yesterday afternoon, at about 3 p.m., there were renewed clashes in which 3 people were killed. We understand later another person may have been gunned down by the security officials because of this. He later died in hospital. There is one more person whom we are told was a lady police officer who was on a visit to one of her colleagues. She is actually stationed in Paga in the Kasana West municipality, but was on a visit in Boco and somehow got caught up in the middle of the shootings and was hurt. You know, she was shot, she was taken to the hospital in Boco, and she later passed away. Now, the Regional Security Council, following the incident yesterday, have banned the riding of motorcycles. Normally, motorbikes are an integral part when it comes to the conflict because people who perpetrate attacks actually use motorbikes. And so this is not the first time the Regional Security Council is banning the riding of motorcycles in Boco. And they are doing this again because of how tense the area is today following the attacks yesterday. So with immediate effect, riding of motorcycles in Boco has been banned. In previous times, what they did was that they banned men from riding. They banned everyone from riding. Later, they lifted the ban for only the women, and men were still banned, and eventually lifted the ban on riding motorcycles. But with the reinstitution of the ban yesterday, the RECSEC has indicated that both men and women are not allowed to ride motorbikes in Boco with immediate effect. Also, the Boco environs are affected by this ban. Now, the regional police headquarters is yet to officially speak on it and to give us official confirmation. What they are saying is that they are managing the information because of the tendency to escalate the tension. And so the regional police PRO has indicated that hopefully by midday, the police will officially speak on this matter and to give us official information regarding this officer who was shot and any other details of the incident yesterday.
But what's the mood like in the community, Albert?
Yeah, so the municipality already has a curfew in place. As at yesterday, the curfew was instituted from 8 p.m. every day, and it starts from 8 p.m. in the evenings to 6 a.m. in the morning. Nothing has been said about the curfew yet, so we don't know if they will review the time of the curfew because nothing has been said. But the general mood is that people are tensed. Some people are even staying indoors. There are also fears that the hospital, the Boco hospital, which is almost in the middle of the Boco town, may get affected, and healthcare, might be affected by all of this. But the Regional Security Council is assuring us that everything is under control. They are increasing the security in the area, and they are making sure that this doesn't escalate any further than it has already happened.
All right, thank you very much. That's correspondent Albert giving us an update of that Boco shooting. And as and when the police officials make a statement, we will bring you that update in our subsequent bulletins. Moving on, after more than 2 weeks, leadership of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana has called its industrial action off. The association on January 4, 2022 withdrew teaching and learning across its 46 colleges education over government's failure to implement the agreed conditions of service. The group, after meeting on January 17, 2022, resolved not to call off its strike even after meeting the National Labour Condition and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. The association says it will consider to call out the strike after it's seen proof of the effective conditions of service in its January payments. President of CTAG, Prince Obeng-Hima, joins me on Zoom with more. Now, good morning, Prince.
Good morning, my dear.
Now, in your last communique, you mentioned that you will only call off the strike after you've seen validation of the agreements. Is it safe to assume that condition has been met?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Prince, if you can hear me, in your last communique, you mentioned that you only call off the strike once your conditions have been met. Is it safe to assume that they have been met?
Yeah, the validation came and there's evidence of the validation. Except that it came with some challenges. And looking at the fact that an attempt has been made, we have a whole semester to save and all of that. Council has decided that we suspend the action and wait patiently till government pays the money at the end of the month. Meanwhile, we have also in our communique asked government to deal swiftly with the challenges that came to ensure that everyone or every person who was left out or will be left out in the payment, who deserves to be paid, will be taken care of in February. We've also indicated our displeasure at the way the fair wages has delayed in concluding the 2022 conditions of service with us. And we have again said that we expecting that by the end of February, would have concluded on that. So on the basis of that, the strike is suspended and teaching services are restored.
Now, weeks of teaching time has been lost. How do you intend to make up for that lost time?
We are going to resort to internal arrangements to ensure that the semester is safely dealt with, or what we have to teach is taught.
And should students be expecting an extension of the academic calendar?
That is solely in the hands of the administrators. But we as tutors, we are prepared to collaborate with the administrators, our principals, the GTech and affiliate universities to ensure that the students do not lose out on just anything at all that they ought to have had within the semester.
All right, Mr. Obeng-Hima, thank you so much for your time. That is President of CTAG, Prince Obeng-Hima, giving us an update of that industrial action that has been called off. Let's do other stories now. And Akrosina High School at Odomase Krobo has been closed down following brewing tensions between residents and students. A suspected thief died after he was allegedly attacked by some students of the school at Odomase Krobo in the eastern region. The deceased and one other suspect were reported to have been arrested and physically assaulted by the students when they sneaked in on them on campus. Residents have since stormed the school premises to attack some of the students over the incident. Headmaster of the school has been giving further details.
Yeah, a thief came in the night yesterday, and we managed to apprehend him. And whilst we were keeping him for the police to come for him, another one emerged, came threatening the students that if they don't release this one, he will bring folks from town to come and beat them up. And it infuriated the students, and they beat him, but we managed to rescue him. The police came in, we took him to the hospital, and upon reaching there, he was pronounced dead. When he was apprehended, in fact, the students started beating him. But when the teachers got there, we managed to prevent them from beating him. Because in fact, the students, it was the student that he was caught by the students. Yes. So definitely they started the beating and the shouting before we got from our bungalows. And then when we got there, we managed to rescue him and then kept him for the police to come for him. So we didn't know. We didn't know how he managed to get to the compound. Because the place is by a portion of, so we don't know whether he jumped the wall. And in fact, when he got to the compound, even if he had kept quiet, but he came threatening the students that if they don't release this boy, he's going to bring town folks to come and beat them up. And in fact, that is what annoyed them. Yes. If he had kept quiet, I don't think they would have done anything to him. Right. You see? And it was very difficult managing them because over 500 students. How many of us? We cannot. So we had it very tough rescuing the first one and even this one because we were there preventing this one from this one. Being this one also happened. So, in fact, before we got there, it was late. And for the stealing case, we've experienced several stealing cases on campus. Several. And so, in fact, the boys are so much. I don't know how to describe it. Yes, they are very angry. And so we know that the day they will catch any thief on camp, it will be something else. And so that anger has built in them because we've not been able to catch any of the thieves. They come, do whatever they want to do, and they go.
The police have since taken over the matter and have assured calm. Superintendent Doris Grant is the Odumase Krobo District Police Commander.
Information that there was a report from Ako that some two guys came to the school and they are thieves. And so they brought them to the station. They reported. So my men responded and then came here and they saw that the people had been lynched. And so I gave directives that they should be taken to the hospital. So they went and unfortunately one died. St. Martin's. Last night they met some youth and they were able to calm them down. So my men were here till this morning, throughout the night till this morning. And this morning, the situation is calm. My men are still here. Yes. No. My men will be around. You see, the place from here to the station is not far. So my men will be around. So if there is anything, they'll be able to contain it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's speak with my colleague Kofi Siao for the latest. Kofi, tell us more about school's closure.
Okay, so the management of the school and the other stakeholders, that is the Ghana Education Service as well as the Traditional Council met yesterday, and they decided that for peace to return to the place, they have to close down the school temporarily and allow them to work with, consult other people before they can decide to reopen the school or not. So that is the decision taken by the school management team and the Ghana Education Service officials. And as I speak with you, on the campus there are some police officers around and some members of staff of the school, and they are providing security. They want to ensure that everybody has left the campus before they can also leave. The information I'm getting is that the school intends or GES intends to reopen the school in 2 weeks' time. They believe that by that time, the peace in the area may have been restored, and those involved in the controversy may have understood whatever thing they never understood. So that is the situation currently on the campus of Accra Senior High Technical School.
Thank you very much for that update. Curfew is our Eastern Region correspondent. Now, the 2018 National Best Farmer, James Obeng-Boateng, is asking government to help bridge the widened gap between urban and rural education by providing facilities for schools in farming communities. He made this call during the opening of the Quaffer Digital Farm School, a project initiated by the former National Best Farmer with support from Coral Reef Innovation Hub. The school will provide access to infrastructure, human resource and content challenges for children of farm laborers who walk 5 kilometers daily to access education in nearby villages. There's more in the following report by Anas Sabit.
Education has proven to be a very important tool for development in any country. In Ghana, however, basic facilities for children to access education has been very poor and deplorable. The situation is even worse in most rural communities where lack of school buildings and facilities, lack of books, library, computer laboratory, and in some cases long distances between homes and schools continue to be obstacles that hinders the educational sector. To help bridge the widened gap between urban and rural education, Coral Reef Innovation Hub, with support from the 2018 National Best Farmer James Obeng-Boateng, made a move to establish a school structure in Quaffer, where children here are forced to trek for more than 5 kilometers to access education for lack of trained teachers and learning facilities. James Obeng-Boateng, a former National Best Farmer, is the brain behind this move.
I think that education, apart from the fact that touches lives and ensures livelihoods, education also addresses social tensions and everything. Once you have education, tendency for you to be a social misfit is minimized. In fact, when I came here, 6 children were studying under a tree. We opened the school and we had 90 children. The rest of the children who did not benefit from studying under a tree were potential misfits in society. And if you want to develop as a country, you look at all sectors of your country. And so that is why we have decided that, as I said, in a farming setting, we will provide top-notch education so that the children here will be very competitive as the other children in the key cities.
Chief Executive Officer of Coral Reef, who are partners to this project, Richard Osei-Enim, highlighted why his outfit decided to support the Quaffer Farm School.
For me, it's a personal agenda or a core belief that education can happen anywhere, irrespective of location. What you need to demonstrate is commitment, passion, and a reasonable budget. If you align those 3 things, irrespective of location, we should be able to deploy technology to benefit every child.
He however noted that the project is utilizing technologies to bridge the gap in knowledge by providing the children with ICT materials to enable them compete with children in the urban areas.
Well, it's a simple matter of exposure. If I put a GIS student or a Roman Rich student here now with a Quaffer student, no contest. Give us a year, 2 years. You should see some kind of them moving as par, to be at par with those types of students. That's what we want to achieve.
Sir James Obeng-Boateng, however, appealed to government to support the school with more structures to help complete the efforts of the implementers of the project.
We do need support to increase the infrastructure by way of additional classrooms, additional sources of energy, and any other infrastructure that we can lay hands on. What we have just done is the beginning, is only the foundation. And we need government especially and other stakeholders to come and help us make this a reality.
Coral Reef Digital Solutions provided the school with more than 25 tablets, a laptop, a projector, robotic kits, charging units and training for volunteer teachers. Reporting for Joy News, Anas Sabit, Quaffer Inyinase in the Nkranza South District.
Wilma Ghana Limited, producers of Frytol cooking oil and Fortune Rice, has launched a promotion to reward its loyal customers in the wholesale sector. Dubbed Wholesalers Vacation Papabi, the promo would run for 4 months and offer hundreds of wholesalers an all-expense-paid trip to an European country. There is more in this following report.
This is so beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Wilma Africa Limited.
The wholesalers of Wilma Ghana will be given monthly shopping vouchers of 2 million Ghana cedis for the 4-month promo period. Speaking at the promo launch in Kumasi, Head of Trade Marketing Patrick Sapong said the promo is to show gratitude to wholesalers who have remained loyal to the company over the years. According to him, every wholesaler is a winner.
For the past 4 years, we've been running this promo for our wholesalers across the country, and it has been successful because we value their importance to our business, and we then decided that we need to encourage them. We need to also motivate them, especially in these difficult times where we find ourselves. So we then decided to launch this promo called Wholesalers Vacation Papabi promo, which is running from January to April of this year. Every wholesaler who deals in food, especially our oil, which is Frytol vegetable cooking oil, our sunflower oil, our Fortune rice, as well as our sunflower pouch, who deals in that as a wholesaler qualifies to be part, irrespective of where you find yourself in Ghana.
Mr. Sapon said the promo would also afford customers the opportunity to tour the company's facilities across the country to better appreciate its operations. Wilma Ghana believes businesses that are sustained are the ones that drive a win-win partnership with all its stakeholders, including wholesalers, retailers and consumers.
We believe that not all the wholesalers are of equal strength. So we have wholesalers who will do about 400 cartons in total. And every single month when they are able to do that, we give them shopping vouchers. Then we have the option 2, which is around 900 cartons in total with the rice. And also when you're able to achieve that, we give you shopping vouchers every month. Then the last option, which is about 1,950 in cartons, you also do that, then you're able to give you shopping vouchers. And after that, we will select the top performing wholesalers across the country. So we can have, let's say 100, let's say 200, let's say 50 to participate in this vacation outside Ghana. And here we are talking about a serious vacation. In the past, we took them to Dubai and Abu Dhabi, as I mentioned earlier. This time we want to excite them the more. So we are looking at somewhere beyond Dubai or Abu Dhabi.
This promo is a third of its kind by Wilma Ghana to support wholesalers in this period of COVID-19 pandemic. Winners of last year's promo who made it to Dubai are eager to win big in the current promo.
Ama the see and see bit to kind. I don't pay so at me a kahumbi. I feel so pro my baby.
This year we are tripling it. We will do better. We will try and do better because we believe them that they will do it. They always deliver. So this year we will do our best. We are praying we go for this vacation. So this one is vacation. So it will be better than the Dubai. That's what we are expecting.
Wilma Africa Limited. This is so beautiful, man.
And it's now time for sports with my favorite person, Ratal. So first of all, would you like to congratulate me?
Congratulations for the success of South Africa in the Hockey Africa Championship that was staged in the country. Defending champions, they've defended our title beating Egypt. Congratulations. I saw you flying high the flag of South Africa.
Yeah, but you have to also
was a proud moment for
state that both the men and the women.
Okay, both the men and the women have made you proud. And I am not happy.
Of course you're not.
Because they came to Ghana. They won the prestigious trophies.
Yeah.
But it was just to make up for the failure to qualify to the African Cup and the World Cup playoffs in football.
Yeah, it's okay. What do you have for us today?
Well, the World Cup playoffs draw was done over the weekend. Ghana have been paired with Nigeria. There's Algeria versus Cameroon. So some of these tough countries in the continent are not going to make it to the FIFA World Cup. Egypt versus Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, Algeria, DR Congo, Morocco, Mali, Tunisia. These countries, there's a possibility that Ghana might not be at the World Cup, Nigeria might not be at the World Cup.
Why? Wait, I don't understand.
It's because these two countries must knock each other out to determine which country will qualify for the tournament. That's why many people will ask, if Africa is going to a World Cup, we must be represented by the best. And these are the best countries in the continent when it comes to football.
And how many countries?
Five.
And
so these are 10 countries.
10 countries. Okay.
So five.
So five out of these 10 will go to the World Cup.
Go to the FIFA World Cup.
Okay, makes sense.
So it's really tough for the continent, because if you're going to a competition like the World Cup, you always need the best.
Yeah.
The more you perform at the world stage, the better your chances of getting more slots at the World Cup.
Okay.
So at this stage, if some of the best countries in the continent cannot go to the World Cup, it's really difficult. And I think that maybe the decision of FIFA to expand the FIFA World Cup to more countries will probably give us a room to have like 9-10 countries participate at the World Cup, and that would be a plus for us. But at this stage, it's really tough that Nigeria or Ghana will not be there, Senegal or Egypt will not be there, Algeria or Cameroon would not be there. 2006 we had Togo, we had Cote d'Ivoire, we had Ghana, all going to the World Cup. In 2010 we had Cameroon, we had Ghana, we had Nigeria. All these countries were at the World Cup. Unfortunately, it appears it's not going to happen this time around.
All right. So what did you drink this morning? Did you drink water, Milo, tea, coffee?
I drank Milo.
You drank Milo?
Yes.
Why did you drink Milo?
I took Milo because I like Milo.
You like Milo?
Yes.
But like Milo's gone. We still like him.
Well, maybe in the eyes of the Ghana Football Association, in the eyes of the Ministry of Youth and Sport, this Milo is expired.
Yeah.
And you don't want to hurt your system with expired Milo. So the institution, and last week I mentioned here that in a meeting, the ministry was going to push a government position, which was that Milo should be fired.
Yeah.
Indeed, that was what they did. It actually had a cabinet approval. Cabinet actually discussed it last week, Thursday. And they told the minister, go and fire him. The minister go and told the GFA, go and fire him.
Yeah.
But they released a diplomatic statement, and I'm wondering why they released that. They could have easily been frank and blunt with their language that we've asked the Ghana Football Association to go and fire him. Over the weekend, we were made to understand that Milo has been sacked. We are still waiting for the official position of the Ghana Football Association. The position of the Ghana FA is that they don't want to sack Milo.
Yeah.
But the ministry say if you don't sack him, we won't pay his salaries anymore. So the GFA have been put in a very difficult corner. So they have to part company with him. The GFA have not been able to release any official communique because they are still struggling to reach an agreement with him. We understand Milo wants a compensation for the decision of the GFA to dismiss him. The contract says they should pay him the residual value, which will be $270,000, but he's demanding for more than that. That is why it's really difficult. Part of the contract also said that before he's sacked...
Do we know how much he's demanding for?
He wants $100,000.
He wants?
$100,000. So in total,
Okay.
he wants the GFA to start him with $370,000.
Okay.
The contract between him and the GFA said that before he can be fired, they should give him 30 days notice.
Okay.
He was still given a 30 days notice.
Yeah.
So he can hang on all these things and make loads of demands from Ghana. Else he could drag the GFA to FIFA. So.
Well, I mean, you know, I think you should talk to Milo. We should call Milo because you sound like we can get him a lot of money. Yeah, we can bag some cash and then he'll give us like some 10%.
Okay, so before the African Cup of Nations, Ghana had an agreement with players. 9 of those players, their bonuses is equivalent to $270,000. In total, if Ghana had beaten Comoros, Ghana was going to spend more than $1 million in bonuses alone. If that money is there, just take part of it and sort the money out and let's move on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you've heard it from Muftal of Joy Sports. Just, sort him out. And we wrap up.
Let's go.
Let's sort him out, let's move on. All right, and that's how we end Joy News Days. For more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Mapito Sibidi. Enjoy the rest of your day.